Hi guys, welcome and welcome back to my channel. Okay. Back like I never left. I know I was gone for a little minute, but I had a lot of personal issues that I needed to deal with, and as we all know, health is wealth, so I had to take a bit of time off of YouTube, but I am back like I never left, even though I did. But on this video today, what I will be talking about is hiding your kids. And when I mean kids, I mean your projects, your aspiration, your passion, at least until they've lifted off the ground. It is imperative. I remember a couple of years ago, I read something about this, and it never really dawned to me until my frontal lobe developed. Because I'm 25 now, so fully developed now. And I realized the importance, and it's nothing towards the person that you're hiding it from, but it's more towards you. The importance in hiding your kids is drastic. People will subconsciously and consciously find ways to demotivate you, reality check you, just shut down or shot down all of your ideas. And I don't think it comes from a place of anger, or it can, but most of the time I don't think it comes from a place of anger or envy or just bad intent. I don't think it's that. I think a lot of the time is people will only give you advice to how big they've ever dreamed for themselves. So what you're doing is you're now giving an idea to somebody who has never expended their mind to the idea that you're giving them. And so you're asking, and you're asking somebody to believe in you in an image that they have never even projected for themselves or anybody around them. So you can understand how that could be very overwhelming. So their first intent is, I think, comes from a way of protection, in a sense of like, oh, don't go do that. Like, you don't know if that's going to work. You might fail. You might da-da-da-da-da. And subconsciously, they're just feeding doubt into your project, things that you probably had never thought of. And I think I just want to preference this by, there's a thin line between constructive criticism and then just criticizing or reality checking or shutting down projects, because constructive criticism is like, you're telling me your project, I don't necessarily believe it, but I will still motivate you and still give you my caution while still reassuring you that you should definitely keep going with this idea. Reality checking is damn near telling somebody, hey, let your feet touch the ground again, okay? And stop daydreaming, because this shit is never going to happen. So this is my favorite story to bring forefront when I tell people, hide your kids. Kids being projects, please. Don't go hiding your kids, okay? Definitely hold on to your kids, okay? And definitely be in your kids' life. Kids as in projects. I have this story of the man that ran a mile in 4 minutes. And for years, people had gone on saying like, oh, it's only possible to run a mile in 4 minutes. It's only been done once. Only running a mile in 1 minute, in 1 minute, in 1 minute. And eventually somebody ran it in 3 minutes and 58 seconds. And after that person attempted to run a mile under 4 minutes, a list of people started to come out attempting to do the same thing. And because that boundary was never tested, that wall was never broken down, nobody thought that it would be possible. You imagine how many people attempted to do this and somebody was like, oh, bro, 4 minutes is all you're getting. Like, stop being delusional, stop being great. And it took one stubborn motherfucker to just go, no, but I am. But y'all gonna see me, but I am. And I think you should think that way about your projects. What sounds normal to you may sound crazy to somebody else. So out of caution, it is important that once your project have lifted off the ground, to just then reach out to people for advice and suggestions and constructive criticism, because them seeing it off the ground immediately debunks anything that they could say about it potentially not working. They no longer could shoot it down. You know, it's imperative that you keep it hidden, especially if it's something out of the norm. And it also is for you a way to externalize how bad you want to, put this project, this baby out there, I keep on having a train of thought that keeps on escaping, but it's very important, but I'm going to remember it. I think it's very important to, how do you say, do these projects in silence, because, and I got it back, you don't want to end up doing the baby or the kid or the project that you wanted to do with enviness, or with like this wanting to prove, this revengeful energy, like, oh, I'm doing it because now I gotta prove such and such that didn't believe in me, and such that didn't believe in me. Now I really gotta show them what this is about. That is the wrong intention for anything. Anything that you do should be solely for the purpose of seeing you happy. It should not have anything to do with anybody who undermined you. Those are minor details. Those are things you say when you actually got this shit completely off the ground. And then you're like, damn, like, low-key, all the people that doubted me, they're a second thought. When you hear these rappers rapping about, like, oh my God, my 8th grade teacher dissed me and and she thought I was never gonna be nothing, these are all afterthoughts, because the first thought was to get out the hood. The first thought was to make money. Okay, the first thought was to make this rap shit real. Do you understand? It had nothing to do with doubting people. It was, I have to self-believe so much that all I could do is externalize what I could do. All I could do is externalize what I could do, just to show you. It's better to show you than to tell you. And with kids, you got to do that. You have got to hide them. It has nothing to do with the person across from you. It's more so proving it to yourself. And as I'm telling you guys, like, this, I am also taking the advice out of that quote, because I recently fell upon it again. And I thought to myself, like, how important is it to actually do so? And in my personal life, I've had an encounter where I had to, set boundaries around the projects that I did have for myself, in order to just, hey, let me just build and then show you what I got. Because I would rather show you something that's in process than to show you something that is at the starting line. And in my personal opinion, I think everybody should have that thought process, to not always tell people everything that you want to do, especially early on. If you know that this is like one of your first babies, your first project, something that almost damn near never lifted off the ground, don't go telling people, because you don't have that self-confidence that you can make it happen like the previous projects that you've had. It's different when you have somebody that has accolades or assets or things to show for that they definitely can make it happen. I tell you a project before it starts, regardless of if you fuck with it or not, I don't give a damn. Because my track record is showing you I definitely can do it. So whatever you choose to feed into me subconsciously or consciously shall not be taken into account. Unless I feel like it resonates with me. Unless I feel like it's constructive criticism. Unless I feel like it's true advice. Like things I really need to consider. And it's not even a pick and choose, but you'll hear it in the tonation. You hear it in the delivery. You'll hear, like, there's so many indicators that tell you when somebody is genuinely supporting you. And I just want you to consider this rather than, hey man, shut that shit down. You'll know the difference. So this was my thought process today. I had like these things to tell you guys. Please don't mind my hair. I have to do it. It's so greasy right now. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning to my video. I hope you guys liked it, and I hope you guys resonated with the message. And if you can, send this video to somebody that you feel like should also hear this message, because you never know. I'm gonna wish you guys a great day. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. Make sure you let me know what you think. I repeated that twice, so I really want to know what y'all think. And I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye, my loves.